Hello everyone. Today we're going to have a quick look through a new track. This is a song called Clouds featuring my good friend Junior Shinobi or Joe Round. It's a hip hop track that you can find on latest EP which has just come out called Isolation. It's a collaborative album. If you haven't listened to it, go and check it out. But the song today that we're going to be going through is
I don't even smoke, but I'm grunge. Soaking up drugs like a sponge. No trust, get shunned if you've never been chunked. Plunging head first in the dungeon. Need the boss level, disheveled and drunken. Don't cool, cause
So this whole track started off from some classic electric piano, which is just a standard Logic instrument, and my desire to own a wah pedal. So we started off with this little progression here. So nice and sort of funky, jazzy. It's got some movement. I like the broken up chords in the progression. I'm not a piano player. Normally I play guitar first, so just playing this took me so long. You have no idea. I'm awful with the piano, but I'm teaching myself and I'm quite proud of how it came out in the end. I thought this was quite cool for a starting piece for a track. So what came next? I sat down again. A lot of this is with standard Logic stuff, and there's a few free plugins. If you're interested, I can put together a big list of all the free plugins that I use and some sample packs, and you can check some of it out if you want to. But I then added in my drums. So I used the Crate Digger for my kick and snare, beefed it up a bit with the Circles Dead sample pack, which is a really good free pack, and the Boutique 808 has a really good hi-hat sound. All these sounds I've sort of manipulated them a little bit with some extra delays and crunch, compressing, changing things up a little bit when it came to the actual mix. But so this was the initial loop. So this was pretty much everything I had to begin with. Nothing's really quantized in place, not just because I'm really bad, but because I like the feel and the swing that it gives it. It feels like it's not quite in time. I didn't really do it on purpose though, but I didn't fix it. I then added in my bass. So I used the dub bass preset again, another Logic instrument. Again, I just added some of my own effects on top to give it some more crunch, a bit more grit, because it was too clean to start off with. But it was a good starting piece, and I'd always recommend that for Logic. There's nothing wrong with going through the presets and then adjusting from there and sort of manipulating it, but I would never try and just leave it on its standard. I would always want to do something to it. Really happy with how the bass line turned out as well. I tried it originally on an actual electric bass on the guitar. I just couldn't get the right punch from it. Going through the actual sort of 808 style sound, it's a lot better. Sounded much more thick, and it added in all that bottom end that the song was missing. And then essentially the rest of the song is just built up around that. All I've done is I have layers and layers and layers, as you can see here. I build them in, I take them away for different parts, and that's how I gave the song its structure. It's really simple, to be honest. The chords are the same the whole way. The bass line has a few variations where I've chopped it up. But for instance, at the start here, we have the strings. We have some trumpets. Kept messing around with this. I was adding in layers, little piano synths underneath. So if I pop just this one in, so this is like a little stereo fill. I made this one myself using the retro synth, and then we've got some extra guitars at the bottom here as well, which kind of sit underneath. A lot of these sounds are things that I've panned to the side, had a lot of delay on. Just add that wash into the background. That's a really important thing, I think, is if you can have something that sort of washes behind the main pieces, it makes the track feel a lot more full without crowding it. We've got the little shower sound effect here. So this is literally just a shower at my house that I recorded a little section of, and I side-chained it to give this pulse. Little pads underneath like this of a constant gives the song something to sort of hold on to. So with all of that done, Joe got the track next. They started off quite quiet. So what I've done is I've put them through the effects rack from Soundtoys. This is an amazing plugin. It was free at the start of sort of social distancing. I think the offer ended now, but if you can even just get just this one, I think they sell it on its own now. Having access to things like the Decapitator and the delays and stuff on here is incredible. Pretty much everything is run through the Decapitator on its own, through its bus and on the mix bus. I find it just gives it a really nice glue and sort of a bit of character to everything. It emulates different tape consoles and things. I've then put it through the Logic console EQ, compressor, channel EQs, just to give it.
So you can tell that guy in the mirror to stop with the stairs. I'm not leaving my lair until I see something scary, bitch.
Just makes it that bit louder. I then started just adding in delays. So this is quite a short delay.
Fight fair. So you can tell that guy in the mirror.
Almost like a little slap back delay. What I liked was a little bit of chorus as well for a bit of modulation, just to make it be a bit uneasy, sit back from the main actual dry vocal. And then we just added in another reverb. What I like to do there again, reverb, and then put a short delay behind the reverb to sort of disperse it. We then have another stereo delay. This is a width, so this uses the sort of cross feeding across from left to right, gives it a bit more space, makes the vocal feel wider. And then finally a bit of parallel compression.
Mirror to stop with the stairs. I'm not leaving my lair until I see something scary.
And when you have that with all of the back,
Scary bitch. But I'll send you an interstellar postcard in this room I'm sitting. Have all the bitches wishing they were on this plane of existence.
it glues in really nicely, I think. So definitely having those sort of delays and everything, and running everything through the same plugins. If you look at my mixer window, you'll see a lot of stuff on here is going to run through the effects rack at some point. The last thing I just wanted to talk about though is, alongside Joe's vocals, we have some of these little sound effects.
See it in cartoons. Hope I'll take my last breath as I'm sucking on a balloon.
And I think these are great for just adding in some like little bit of character to a song. So all I did was I just found online the sound of somebody blowing up a balloon, and then the sound of one popping, and I just dragged them on as audio files, cut them up to the right length. I had to put some compression and stuff on them, and I actually put a bit of delay to give it like a more natural sound because it was too dry. But I've got that sound of a rocket up here and a cough. If you want to hear all of them, you can go and listen to the actual track and see if you can spot where they are. But all in all, I'm really happy with how this song came together. The last bit, I just want to show the last effect, is the cassette effect. So this plugin here, Thieves Factory, the cassette transport is amazing. It's free, and it gives you that cassette effect and also the starting sound of a cassette. So if I play what we have here, so you can hear it has that nice sort of swell up. It's a nice way to start off a track like this. But what I decided to do was the actual intro. Originally, it was just a break.
Fuck.
It was just like a little break, little drum break, which wasn't bad, but it didn't quite have the effect of like this is the start of the song. So I liked the idea of, it sounds almost like Joe's recording his own vocals and he's completely messed up. So I think these little like sound design effects, they just give the song character. I want something that people would hear and they'd go, oh, what just happened? And I think it works quite well. I added this little drum roll here, which comes in as the tape spins back up, just with the brush tool, and it sort of crescendos up, which I quite liked. It just kind of gives it movement into where the song's going to start again. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to run through on this one. And like I say, I'm really happy with how the final product was. I think it's one of my favourite tracks on the EP, I would say. There's only 3, but it's definitely up there. And yeah, if you wouldn't mind checking it out, it'd be amazing. Any proceeds that we get from sales and streams are all going to be donated to charities to help out with the current situation, not just in America, but all over the world. So yeah, if you did go and check it out and show your support, it would mean a lot for not just me, but I'm sure a lot of people out there as well. Anyway, thanks very much, and if you want to see some more, there's going to be some more of these production walkthroughs going up soon on this channel, so keep an eye out for those as well.
Chipping out stubs, don't even smoke but I'm grunge. Soaking up drugs like a sponge, no trust, get shunned if you've never been chunked. Plunging head first in the dungeon, need the boss level, disheveled and drunken.